said, and, then and what we said will mean nothing.
You don't trust us?
I do trust you, Jim. Trust you, Jim. Okay, anyway, so, what would you like to know? You want me to react to the budget? Is that what you would like?
Sure, that'd be question one.
Well, look, I mean, we had 5 pieces of this. You know, the first thing was a turnpike, and, you know, it's an enormous accomplishment that has, you know, kind of been glossed over, but it's a big achievement. Secondly, we have the higher education piece, which is going to mean that we're going to get more of our students with degrees, and that's kind of going through pretty well untouched. On the tax side, you know, look, I wanted 2 things. I want lower income taxes so we can be competitive, and I want help for small business. They took the income tax portion of this, and I have met with them, and they have indicated that they're interested in a more comprehensive tax cut plan, which is good. We have to achieve these lower income taxes and some help for small business. So, you know, going through the House, we have part of it done. But I think, from what I understand, the chairman of the Finance Committee made it clear that this is the beginning. And what you really need to do here is you have to get stakeholders in the room, and they have to understand the goals, and then we all have to pitch in together. So this is a work in progress. On school funding, we put $1.2 billion in there. Now, there's all kind of ways to distribute these resources. We've distributed them a little bit more district-specific and a little bit more student-specific. They put more money in the upfront basic aid. So then it goes to the Senate, and, you know, if I said all along that when you have a school bill, you just want to make sure that you're targeting it to people who have districts that are not as capable of supporting their local levies because they don't have the wealth, and that we need to make sure that it's student-centric. So if you have a significant number of students that are poor, disabled, you know, that you deliver resources to them. You know, the House pretty much feels as though they've stayed within the construct of this. We've not studied all the ins and outs, but there's no magic, you know, no magic silver bullet solution. It's about delivering these resources in the most effective way. This then will go to the Senate. We've had, you know, when we're all looking at this, but at the end of the day, there's going to be a very significant increase in K through 12. On Medicaid, I just profoundly disagree. I mean, I think I couldn't state my position any clearer on this. And, you know, I'm going to continue to do everything I can to fight for it in a constructive way. I want Ohio tax dollars to come back here to deal with Ohio's problems. I will say that there has been a growing recognition that what I've said about people who live in the shadows, I hate to keep using that term, but people who are addicted and suffer from mental illness, that, you know, there's a growing recognition that these folks need help. And, but this is not enough as far as I'm concerned. And, you know, the leaders over there know that I don't agree with them. But, you know, the thing that I think is for those reporters who have been around for a long time, and they can look at the scale of the change which we've accomplished. I mean, the scale is, you know, people will look back on balancing the budget and cutting taxes and Cleveland School Plan and comprehensive energy reform and the turnpike, and I mean the list goes, you know, collateral sanctions, sentencing. People will look back and say it was unbelievable. Sometimes change takes longer on some items, and you just have to be persistent, and you have to be pleasant about it. And so, you know, all in all, I mean, there's things that I would have changed, but this is the legislative process, and it is not a stagnant process. Now we move to the Senate, and we see where we are. The whole purpose of this budget was to maintain some momentum. If we can improve the tax side of this, it will continue to let Ohio, look, we're up 135,000 jobs, so we want to keep that going. But, you know, all in all, it's movement, but, you know, I'd like to see more.